Ladies, gentlemen, everything in between. Welcome back to another episode of Midnight Oil Motorsports. My name is Ian and thanks for stopping by. Whether you're a first-time viewer or a long-time viewer, I appreciate your continued support. Today, we'll be working on my 1991 Mazda Miata I've poured a whole bunch of work into over the past few years. If you're curious how the car got to this point though, feel free to check out the playlist on my channel. Today we'll be looking at a thing I think a lot of people overlook, and that's if your car becomes inoperable, what do you do? Well, most tracks have some sort of tow truck to be able to pull you off, whether it's a flatbed or just some sort of truck to be able to pull you. They're around. So in order to do that, for either of those tow trucks hook up to you, you need a proper set of tow hooks. So that's what we'll be installing today. A nice set of tow hooks for the front and rear of this car, and I'll be telling you why I think they're important. Let's get after it. Okay, so what do we got here? Well, I believe these are the Mazda Speed tow hooks that are available. I believe they're on Mazda Miata. They normally only come in orange, like an orange red, rather than powder coated white. And I'll go over why momentarily, but yeah, super nice pieces, nice and thick. Really like them. Not too much to them. They go in the place of the baby teeth. That'll make sense here in a second. And that's it. All right, so we're starting at the front of the car here, and when I talk about baby teeth, I'm talking about these guys right here. Now, these, what they're originally for is tying down the car when it's being transported to dealerships. So pulling from these for an extended period of time will end up damaging them. They're not super strong, and they're not really meant to be tugged from for a long time because these bars will bend, they'll rip out, and well, it's kind of scary. So what we do is replace it with one of those nice 1/4-inch steel pieces, and we can delete on both of these and probably save just a little bit of weight. So let's get them out. Ta-da! So this is normally the failure point right here, but you can see it's just welded, just like tube. It's not super strong. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a job done in a pinch, but God forbid something happens, it's gonna fail, especially being this old. So we can just kind of get our new one up in here real quick. Just make sure it fits. Perfect. All right, works for me. All right, we got the before and we got the after. Much bigger, protrudes further out, and someone hooks on this with the bumper on, shouldn't damage anything, which is super nice. So we're gonna get this little guy out of here. We're gonna move to the back. We'll show you what's going on back there. Okay, so we're on the rear passenger side because we put this up to here. It's it's angled. We want it angled out. We don't want it angled in. So it'll only go in one way, unlike the front. So here's what we got. We got a 12 here and a 12 up here. We've also got a 14 here and a 14 here that holds the impact bar on. Okay. You see here we have the exact same design as the front, where we've got just a little looped bar that is welded on here. Same thing happens. These rip, they break. It happens. So let's zip this off. See if we can get the new one on. All right, so there's the new one on. You can see I'm very, very close to hitting it with this side. But the thing is, it doesn't hit. It's so close though. I mean, it's like credit card fitment, but nothing. So it's good. All right, and with that, I have now become the world's worst dentist. Just yanked 4 baby teeth out of this car, and I didn't even numb them up or anything. Kind of feel bad. Hope he's okay. But if anything, a lot more functional now. If you came here for just the how to put toe hooks on your car, well, that's done. The only thing else I can bestow upon you is put some blue Loctite on those bolts. I don't think I said it throughout the video, but I did on all the bolts I put back in. Now, let's get into why toe hooks are important. So why are toe hooks important? Well, let's think about the first thing here you should be thinking about when buying a toe hook. You can either get stamped stainless steel ones like the ones I got, or you can get something that's a strap or a strap with a buckle or something along those lines. I've seen both. Both work. I've seen the straps get very creative the way they're mounted. We'll get to that. But the stainless steel ones, honestly, or stainless steel, the stamped steel ones or laser cut steel ones, those ones work great in my opinion, just because they reuse normally OEM locations, they're fit to the car, and yes, they're a little bit more money, but they work great, okay? The next thing is color. Color matters when it comes to toe hooks. Now, look at the front bumper right now. What is the first thing that stands out? Well, it's the white toe hook. So if a tow truck driver has to come and grab me, well, the first thing they see is that tow hook, which is great because they know where to back up to, they know where to position the truck, and know where to pull from. So if you pick something that is a similar color, like if these were still the orange that these came with, it'd blend in and it kind of be harder to see. You want them to be seen so that like I said, a tow truck driver can pull up and just look and go for it, right? So the next thing, the very, 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 I cannot stress this enough, very important thing is how your toe hooks are mounted. Obviously with the stamped steel ones or laser cut steel ones, you're limited because they're normally meant for whatever vehicle they're for, right? The straps, you get a little bit more creative. Now I've seen properly mounted straps, right? I've seen straps that are wrapped around like a bumper bar, or I've seen straps that are wrapped around like a tube frame front end. Those are perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with those. I've also seen straps that are just wrapped around the front bumper, around the plastic. And if you give any sort of force to that, that's gonna end up yanking the bumper off. It's something, in my opinion, that is super, super important, because if you go off and you're in a ditch, especially in a car something like this low, and I try yanking on a radiator support or control arm or something, something's gonna bend. That's not gonna be pretty. So you just wanna make sure that's on something that's gonna be safe, it's gonna be sturdy, and is obviously very visible, because otherwise you could hurt stuff. Now on track, you're not supposed to leave the vehicle either. So the tow truck driver may or may not come up to your window and ask you where to pull from. So those are things that I think are very important. Now, please don't be the guy who self-taps a strap into your rear body panel behind your bumper and think that's gonna pass tech, because let me tell you, it doesn't. Because some places want you to be able to see where you mount that strap to. And if it's behind the bumper, they will ask you to take that bumper off. They will. It is what it is. So just be safe. Don't be like that. Because if you yank from that strap too, like sure, it might look cool, but if you yank from that, guess what? You're ripping a chunk out of that rear body panel, and it is not going to be pretty to clean up. So I think it's finally time to just close out this video. Apologize for that rant, but it is things I've seen, and I have not seen really anybody talk about that. It's very important. It's very easy, obviously, to do, and I think it's just something everybody should know. So let's close out this video. So, with all that being said, if you liked the video, give it a like. If you really liked the video, consider subscribing. I appreciate each and every single one of you that do. And honestly, whether it's a like, comment, subscription, I love watching those numbers go up. And I love talking to people. You guys help me stay motivated. So just thank you for being you. You guys are great. I really do mean that. Get out there, work on your car, whether it's taking the boxes off the top or putting tow hooks on or heck, putting a motor in there. Your car's not going to work unless you work on it. Make it not just this thing in your garage. Just go out there. Burn that midnight oil. Whether it's a day, a night, an evening, make sure you're making it great. Later, everyone.